Miami.
And I will always love you.
All right, we all know now Terron Armstead's retiring. I knew he was. I did a live Thursday, and I talked about him getting slimmer. It's a sure sign of him not coming back. But it's official now. You can see I've been a big, my man Terron. I don't know how much, I'm not going to be able to say that much anymore. I love Terron. Yeah, there were injuries, but guys, we haven't had a tackle like that here since Richmond Webb. Long, maybe for a season or so, was in that realm. But Terron was such a special player for us in the most critical position group. I think a lot of people are admitting that now, that the offensive line makes the NFL world go round. And his absence completely, not impartiality like we've seen for a couple of years, is going to change a ton of things. I'm not saying we're doomed, but think about it. In 22, we added Terron, we added Connor, and we had Hunt. All three are gone, and each one is a blow for different reasons. But Terron, his leadership, his ability, as I talked about in 2022, ability to block alone and to let all the help flow away from him is going to be a dramatic difference this season. You've got to respect the guy. He didn't have to move money around for us. He did so he could have some free agency. He played through pain that would make most of you quit, and he had to go on a football field. Terron is just such a great guy. I really do. I'm going to miss him a ton. It sucks that it was such a short period of time. And, he did have the injuries or whatever. But, guys, we wouldn't even have the success that we had, whatever you want to validate or evaluate that as, without Terron. He held this thing together this year as far as the offensive line with a bunch of holes. So I'm going to get into some stuff tonight in the live at 7:30 p.m. Come check that out. But one of the graphics I'm going to use in a video tomorrow and maybe even somewhat tonight is this one right here. And this is my skill set assessment as far as weaknesses. I believe you build your evaluation off the weaknesses of players, unless they're role players, a fast receiver, a fast corner, guys that gotta have all the skill sets. I do believe you build it off how they handle power and what's their weakness. And in 2024, you could see tackle Terron, slight drive weakness. He just didn't have the same power. He could pass block, but the power wasn't there. Jones, he had problems moving. Brewer cleared, despite all the resistance I got, he struggles at handling power and driving guys out. Eichenstein, everything. Jackson, drive. I could add some other stuff in there, but I'm not going to. So now we got the 2025 roster. Paul, he's got all the power in the world, can handle power, but there's a little bit of move issues there. He dropped 10 pounds. It'll be very interesting to see how he develops. But it's not going to compare to what Terron was able to do as far as just absorbing one side of the field without help, unless he makes dramatic improvement. I'll get into that in a second. But there is should be positivity around that position with Paul. Then you got Eichenstein so far. To me, he's going to be starting unless something changes. Again, the same problems as last year. Everything. I don't expect him to grow past that. Center, again, the drive power. With Brewer, we got Daniels in here. He's coming off the the Achilles. He had slight drive. He was slightly weak in the drive. It will be interesting to see what that Achilles does as far as inhibiting his move skills, which are very good, and how much and how quickly he gets back. And if it gets this slight weakness in the drive ability, if it's going to get enhanced. And then obviously Jackson in the drive. But if we remove Eichenstein and get somebody very good in there or pretty good in there, we can have overall a little more physical line than we had last year. But beyond the physicality is we're a throwing team. We're not running inside. We're not heavy run teaming unless it's to the outside. And the loss of Terron is going to alter stuff. Guys like Jackson, who can't pass block unless it's like 2.1 seconds, he struggles dramatically, and he's coming off a serious injury. Someone on this edge is going to have to take a big bit of slack. They'll probably divvy it up and try to find ways to help. I think Pharaoh Brown does help you a little bit as far as your pass blocking, but you're going to feel it this year. Although the fair point is with Paul, if we can get rid of Eichenstein, you might see a rise in the physicality. We got to see how that plays out. If we got Eichenstein in here, we're in big trouble. Now, to be fair, if you looked last year, Paul allowed 15 pressures, 3 sacks, 5 penalties, and 229 blocking snaps. Armstead allowed 11 pressures, 3 sacks, and 3 penalties out of 501 blocking snaps. But what's not really in there, again, is that Terron was trusted, even gutted with injuries, to really block on his own. And Paul, I don't know how much. I know Jackson can't. And so this is going to be the centerpiece of what we do. Paul could get pretty good this season. And if he can balance that with the helping in the run game and being physical and pass blocking better, obviously he's not going to be Terron's level. We could, again, getting rid of Eichenstein, see some growth in the overall physicality, which will help everything else out. I've talked about that for a long time. Again, it's very popular now, not so much the last couple of years. But this challenge for McDaniel to not shell up with play actions and screens, it's going to be a little more challenging without Terron. He's a phenomenal guy, human leader. We've lost Campbell. We've lost Terron. Big amounts of leadership pulled out of here, however you slice it. So, guys, we should be grateful for what Terron did as far as playing. He could have wrapped it up many times and got paid, but he didn't. He loved his team. He loved to play. He loved his teammates. We should always think fondly of Terron. And you know, all the people kind of made fun of him because of the injuries. You might learn to appreciate him a lot more now that he's gone. Let's hopefully not so much with Paul, but I will always love you, Terron. My man, Terron. I pray that Paul can even become a watered down version of you, because everything about you is what I think any fan loves, would love Dolphin players to be like. So Terron, I watch film a ton. I've been watching Dolphins since '78. In this dark time, in the most critical unit, you played an amazing role. I am grateful. So many of us are grateful. I hope your future is hugely successful, and I know it will, because you have the right attitude. You're a tough guy, a smart guy, and a great guy. So, Terron, be well. So come check me tonight. We're going to break down the offensive line with the guys and you viewers at 7:45 Central Time, so it's 8:45 Eastern. So come check us out there. Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Bye, Terron. Curtis out.
And I will always love you.
Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.